thanks so much for joining me today. This is Liz Wright from Cape Town, South Africa. Today I'm finally going to be starting our channel Colour Along, can't get my words out, that I put up to the vote earlier in the month. Somehow the time has gotten away from me this December. I don't know what it is about this time of year. Now I'm just struggling to find the picture. There we are. This is the one we decided on, this lovely gingerbread house. Have you ever made a gingerbread house? I've never actually made one. The deli down the road from us sells them. Never bought one either because I don't think I could consume that much gingerbread. I've decided I'm going to start with the background, and to do the background I'm going to be using these Mungyo soft pastels. This is a newish set I bought about 2 years ago. I used to have a smaller set which I gifted to Bernie Miller. I don't know if any of you know Bernie Miller. She was very active in the colouring community. She passed away earlier this year. She was quite a good friend of mine. So I think I'm first going to try using them, either these browns or the greys. I think I'll go for the kind of this area of the color spectrum, and hopefully that will make the background kind of look like aged paper or that sort of idea. I'm just putting down my kitchen towel to save the paper from any messes, and also because I use a lot of hand cream, I've got very dry skin. So now I'm going to be using these little cotton pads. They're just the ones that one uses for makeup or whatever, and I'm first going to see if I can get enough of the color off by just rubbing on the soft pastel. But no, that's not really satisfactory enough. So I have mislaid my craft knife. So I'm going to use this Caran palette. It's got a rough side and a smooth side. I use it for all kinds of things, but the rough side is nice because it sort of allows the pastel to crumble along there, and then I can just pick it up with the cotton pad. And I'm just going to use this and spread it over the page. I'll show you again. So you can flake some of the pastel off on with a craft knife or something, or you can do what I've done and use this kind of a palette. I really like this palette, or you could just try scribbling on some paper and picking it up from there. I wouldn't pick it up, I wouldn't scribble onto the actual paper that I want to move the soft pastel onto, because then you'll get the lines of the scribble marks. So I think I'm going to do the rest of this application off screen, because you've seen how I'm doing this, and then I'll just show you when it's completed. So here I've completed the page, and I just want to clean my palette off with a baby wipe. Invaluable things, baby wipes. It's quite difficult to get all of this off, but it will leave a bit of a stain, but that won't really impact the next thing I plonk on top of it. So as you can see, I've gone around the whole page and I've left it pale around the house, but now I need to erase the little bits that are over the sweeties that I want to color. I find it easier to just apply the soft pastel over the little bits like that and then erase them, than to try to use a cotton bud and carefully go all the way around. I've just tried to zoom in a little bit so that you can see how I'm erasing and how easily this is quite a nice, it's kind of a stick eraser that I'm using. You could use an electric eraser as well, or whichever kind of eraser you like, but something with a bit of a point. This isn't the very fine eraser. It's a little bit wider, which I like for this kind of thing because then it gets the job done a bit more quickly. Sorry about the sound of the airplane going overhead. So I will continue erasing all the rest of this off screen as well. You've seen how it's done if you're wishing to follow along. I just wanted to mention that if you don't happen to have soft pastels, you could just use color pencil, or if you wanted a quick option, maybe eyeshadow. I'm going to color these little sweeties in now using these beautiful Schpirrer Farben color pencils that were gifted to me in Happy Mail by Peggy. And I've used them on a few pictures, but they're lasting up quite well. I haven't used any of these colors before, and I'm starting with this bright red, which is called True Love, and it is number 240. I just want to sharpen that quickly, and I use my little handheld cheap sharpener, inexpensive sharpener, which really gives me the best results I could wish for. I really like the point it gives me. And then I think I must also get some greens and a white pencil. So instead of using the Prismacolor white, I'm going to use this Schpirrer Farben white pencil. So a white pencil is a white pencil, and it's called white, and it's number 010. And I'm going to start with this little round sweetie, trying to zoom in a bit so that you can see what I'm doing. And I want to make it a bit darker on the outside and pale on the inside, just to give it a bit of a look of some more depth or something. So I'm not going to be doing loads and loads of layers on this picture. I want it to be a fairly quick color picture. So I'm starting with a heavy pressure at the edges and then just lightening up as I come in. And I was thinking this is one of those kind of red and white or pink and white type of sweeties. So every second little segment I'm going to leave plain, and then I will actually color it with white pencil as well, just in case it's got still a bit of staining from the soft pastel. So I'll carry along with that. These pencils are really nice on this paper, and I don't sort of get the feeling that I need loads and loads of layers. So there's the white pencil. I'm blending in, going from the pale color to the dark and just mixing the two together. And it works very well. You could do another layer if you wanted to. I'm afraid I'm doing quick and easy coloring at the moment. So here we do the white sides. I feel so sleepy today. I keep yawning my head off. There seems to be a lot of dust from everything around. And I'm just going to do the sweetie paper with the same red colour. I've developed such a sweet tooth. I once imported some, what do you call them? Not salted caramel, that I buy here, which I love, but saltwater taffy that you guys get in the United States. And oh, I really liked it. I ate far too much of it. That and Jolly Ranchers. We don't get them all. Jolly Ranchers, you would probably call them. We don't get those here. I imported some of both of those for myself to enjoy. I really did enjoy them. So we tend to get other boiled sweets and that sort of thing. I wish that international postage was not so expensive, or I'd ask somebody to do a swap with me. My daughter used to do that when her baby was small. She was in a chat room with other ladies from, and they would do sort of like people on YouTube have been doing Thankful for Color Tube swaps, and like I did with the friend here, they did international sort of swaps of baby goodies. It would be fun to do that, but it's out of my reach with the postage, and I should imagine for most people, wherever you live, international postage used to be inexpensive. In the old days, way back in the 1980s, last century, I used to do quilting when my eyes were better. And at that stage, it was before the internet or anything, I used to buy quilting magazines, and I swapped quilting squares with people all over the world, and we signed our squares. And I never actually got around to making my quilt, but I gifted the squares that I'd received to my niece, who's now gone into quilting. So that was such fun. Do any of you quilt? I think it sort of predated the colouring, but it's also that sort of love of colour and of playing with little bits and pieces. So going along with this red and white, and I'm just going to do a few of these sweeties to show you what I'm doing, and then I will complete this outside layer off camera, so that the video, this is just going to be part 1, and then I'll do a part 2 with the gingerbread house, and we can do that, and then I hope that you guys will enjoy that. This is a kind of a minty green I decided to use. I think it's minty anyway. It's the color I decided, and the color is called Caribbean Holiday, or Caribbean Holiday, and it's number 496. So I'm using the same sort of technique of a heavier pressure and then a lighter pressure. And I just wanted the same on both ends of the red and then the green with the wrapper. I was colouring in with markers earlier today, and then I went over the markers with some glitter acrylic paste, not paste, paint, holographic paint, and I put it on too thickly, and it's actually sort of made the markers look, they're red markers, and made them look green, which I found quite fascinating. Not green, but with like a green tint. So this is now a different green, and this is called Emerald, and it's number 530. So I'm going to put on a little bit of Christmas music for you to enjoy, and while I'm colouring, I do use a pink colour, and that is called Pink Lemonade, and the number is 270. hope that you enjoyed that music. The first one was from Epidemic Sound, and the second one was from the YouTube Music Library, which is copyright-free music as well. It's amazing just how much music one can get. The YouTube library, especially the fact that it's copyright-free, is quite amazing. There seem to be so many composers longing to be seen and recognized. Lovely music to be heard by all. I've never been much good at composing myself, so I'm always very amazed and in awe of people that can compose music, that can come up with new tunes and new ways of putting things together. You would think after all these years that there was nothing new that could ever be made, but there still seems to be people come up with new things all the time. So we're reaching the end of the video soon. And before we do, I just wanted to say thanks yet again to everybody that's already subscribed to my channel, and to also mention that you may have noticed that you've recently been getting adverts on the channel, and that's because I've finally managed to monetize my channel, and I apologize for the adverts if they irritate you, but I am hoping to one day earn an income from the work I do on the channel. So I'm absolutely thrilled that I've finally become monetized, and I ask for your patience with the adverts. I hope you've enjoyed this video so far, and I will try to upload part 2 tomorrow so that you don't have to wait too long. I'm not sure if it will be part 2 and then part 3 the next day. I'll see how quickly it goes. This is now the pink color that I mentioned earlier. I'll tell you the color again. It's Pink Lemonade, and it's number 270. I do like the names of the colors on these Schpirrer Farben pencils. They're quite cute. So I'm just going to say thank you for watching, and I'll be back tomorrow with part 2, and then we'll see if we finish it, but I suspect there will be part 3 as well. Have a lovely day. Bye-bye now.